It was one of those days I kept looking for the reversal that never happened. When you fight the trend, you typically don't win. That was the day. Hey, fellow traders, it's Black Coffee Trader coming at you here on a Monday, the last day of March, last day of Q1 2025. And we had another red day. It was not a huge red day, but three of the accounts were pretty bad today, over 500 bucks a piece, which is my max loss is 500. We went just over that. Not very happy with myself about it, but anyway, we'll talk right through it. Really, in my opinion, there were two trades today. There was a break and retest short this morning right off the open, which we had an unfortunate event happen here. I went short with these bottom four accounts, and three of them got stopped out right here to the tick. But the fourth one, which was account 70, that is this top one that's down 260, that one did not get stopped out, and we had a $170 winner. So caught the full flush there. Just unfortunately got stopped out to the tick on the bottom three, which was a little bit frustrating. But anyway, and what I really should have done probably is just locked out that account and didn't continue to trade it until I got the other ones back to green, or in today's case, it would have stayed red. But I gave away a little bit of profits there that I shouldn't. Well, really, I gave away about 400 bucks, 450 bucks. But anyway, so that was a positive trade, just unlucky on three of the accounts. And the other trade that really was there today was the break and retest. This was probably the best one. We have the break and retest long off of the 19,065 area, maybe 60, 65, 55, 65 on NQ. And the same thing occurred on ES. Right here, we had a break and retest of the 5560 area on ES, which was a really nice trade. I did capitalize on that one. That's where I got my profits on the top four accounts, and that was really the only trade on those accounts. So that was pretty much it. Just got in long. I did make a bit of a mistake. Notice how my entry here, I waited a little bit longer for the entry on ES, and I entered up here. Probably, could have entered down here, had a stop all the way down here, and was able to kind of ride through this and capitalize on this move. Ultimately, what really should have happened is I shouldn't have stopped out. I was afraid of this thing reversing, and so I kind of trailed a stop here and finally got stopped out. Because that could have been a really big play and could have been really a one trade day on these accounts. Well, it was a one trade day, but it could have been a lot better. But anyway, the difference here, notice one entry, we got the move. Notice what I did incorrectly on NQ. 1, 2, 3 entries before we got the move. 3 entries, the second one, really tight stop, got stopped out almost to the tick, and then we went. So I gave up about 120 bucks there before I caught the move, and really ended up with just a little bit more than a break-even trade after those two losses. So I think probably should have been a little bit more patient, or had a bigger stop loss running it with the move on ES, because ES was holding up a lot better than NQ was. So I mismanaged that a little bit. Now for the negative on the day was really, honestly, today, let's go to the 15-minute chart, and we can kind of see in the overnight week. So we opened up on Sunday night right here. That ended up being the overnight high, or the high until this morning. And we created kind of a level here in the overnight that somewhat played today, but not really. And I really felt like because of this that we were probably going to fall apart today, which we've been kind of in a downward trend for the last couple of days here. And I also thought that if we would push up and test some of these levels, that we would probably reject. And that's what my bias was, and I was just simply incorrect. That was my undoing. So the thinking was wrong. The trend was to the upside, and I didn't follow that, and that was my mistake on these accounts. So if you look at the way I played it, almost tells more of a story on ES. I took more trades on ES actually than I did on NQ. So we went short, whoops. I was looking for a rejection here, and instead of taking right at the level, which could have got me some profits, I didn't take it until this red wick. Took it short, got stopped out. We rejected off the overnight highs, took it short all the way down here, kind of waited until we fell below this level, and I waited too long, got stopped out again. I basically took it at the bottom, and if I would have been paying attention, every time we bounced, we hit the CMA, we bounced, and the same thing occurred here, and that really happened until we reached the noon hour. So took a short, incorrect, took another short here, incorrect. I just was fighting the trend all the way up, and it was just a death by 1,000 cuts. I did get a short here as we kind of created a mini head and shoulders here. This little candle wick took a short there, got a nice little trade there, and I was looking for continuation as we kind of retested this area, and that failed. I then took a long, thinking that these wicks would hold, and okay, I've fought the trend, and now it's time to switch my bias, and of course that was a fail. It was just one of those days. I think that was it. On NQ, kind of the same thing up here. I was looking for longs finally. I didn't take trades through here, but I was looking for longs because of my ES problems, and was incorrect there. And then took a short here for a little win just on a single micro. I was just looking at this going, well, if we're just going to bounce off this level, I'm just going to try to work my way back. And at this point, after these trades, these three accounts were down right at 500, like 510. And so with this trade, I got them back. And then I also took a short here, and I got them down to like 380 in losses. And then we bounced right back looking for another when this fell apart. When we had this big 50, whatever this is, I think 50 point candle-ish, 411 to 345. So yeah, we'll call it 50 points. But anyway, when this fell apart and we kind of retested this overnight high, which we had tested right here. And when this happened, I decided I'm going to short this because here's the breakdown I've been looking for. I still was biased on there's going to be a reversal. It just didn't happen. So I got faked out there, got stopped out, and that move went all the way back up. And really what should have happened is this really was a break and retest of this level long. This really the trade I should have been taking. But anyway, got stopped out there. And then here, once again, we kind of went up, back down, pushed back up. And I thought it just looked like we're going to fall back apart off of this level and kind of create another little mini head and shoulders. That didn't occur twice, but now we're back up to 500. So that was kind of the final straw. And I just didn't trade very well today. I fought the trend, and that is a recipe for disaster. And on these three accounts, that's exactly what happened. So not very good. I'm not proud of that. That's definitely a bummer, but so be it. We did manage to get a little bit of green here, and made a little bit of progress back on those accounts, but not a good start to the week. Not the way I wanted it, but anyway, it is what it is. Let's look at TradeZella here real quick. On the day, down 1,500, only 30% win rate. The average win to loss was good, 1.31. Like I said, I had a lot of little losing trades on the way up all afternoon, or all day, I should say. And unfortunately, we ended the month down $5,500. Not the way I wanted it, especially after the first 3 weeks being up like $5,000. So we gave all that back on the last week and a day, which is not very good, but that's where it ended up. So we'll get back after it tomorrow and start a new month, and hopefully things turn green and we put together some better trades. So again, a lot of this is some big, choppy, big moving area. I mean, this here is about 100 points. And we go from the we'll call it the 390s to the 490s. There we go. That's 100 points your end of day, the last 20 minutes, 30 minutes or so. There's just a lot of movement, a lot of big chop. And it almost felt like today was one of those days where the bulls realized that, gosh, we've really fallen apart on this market, but they couldn't mount any sort of a consistent push. The bears kept pushing it down. The bulls kept pushing it up. The bears kept pushing it down. And ultimately, the bulls did win the day. I think on the daily chart, we are slightly green, just a little bit. But it was really caused a lot of up, down, a lot of chop. And I wish I would have stayed out of most of the day. Again, I think the best trade was this one here. that unfortunately had a bit of a negative stop out there on a couple, but and also this long. And those were really the two trades of the day. And I think for the most part, the rest of this, I should have just not been trading it. I should have stayed out of it. So lesson learned. And again, tomorrow's a new day and we'll be back after it. So also don't want to forget to remind you that a couple of the sales are ending tonight. The 80% off Apex sale is ending tonight at midnight, so don't forget about that. Also, the Take Profit Trader 30% off and no additional fees is ending as well. 50K account, $119 with the discount, and you do not have an activation fee. So if you pass it, you get an unfunded account for $120, which is not bad. So those two are ending tonight. So again, code BCT gets you that best deal. And thank you those of you that support the channel and use my code. I appreciate that. And I appreciate all of you, whether you use the code or not. So also shout out to several new subscribers over the weekend. Thank you. Appreciate that. And thanks for hanging out and following along as I take you on my trading journey. Unfortunately, the last about 6 days have not been so good. So hopefully we can turn this thing around and get back on the winning way. So all right, I'll leave you with that. Have a great night. Have a good day tomorrow. And until next time, take care and so long.